Hey guys, it's Anne. We had a great turnout on Tuesday night for the Mays Creek Basin community meeting, so thanks to everyone that could come. But a friend that came said something to me afterwards that really kind of clicked with me, that even after doing all her research online and really feeling up to speed on what was happening, she still felt like we were all speaking a different language, which is fair. Because even being in one of these positions for the past few years, I often get really confused about the terminology that's being used and who does what, because there are so many groups of people involved in making decisions around here and placing votes and who's managing our tax money based on where you live. I thought I would just do a quick little 201 primer on who does what around here and who is voting on your behalf. So hopefully this helps. I'm going to preface this with I'm not an artist at all, and so please don't make fun of this. Also, my daughter's going to yell at me for being in her room when she sees this later, but we're cool. So, we all live in Williamson County, right? And then some of us live in the city proper of Franklin, which is kind of like this. Franklin. So you know if you live in the city of Franklin, hopefully, because you are paying extra city taxes to the city of Franklin, and you are zoned for Franklin Special School District. So, if you're in Franklin, just gonna keep a little list here. Franklin Special School District. That's all these people here. If you live in the rest of Williamson County, this is WCS. So WCS, FSSD. Easy enough, right? So if you live here, your kids would go to Franklin Special Schools through middle school, through 8th grade, but then they'll go to Williamson County Schools 9th through 12th grade for high schools. So you are represented by school board members from Franklin Special School District and Williamson County. So there are 12 Williamson County, I don't even know if you can see this down here, 12 Williamson County school board members. Everybody in Williamson County is broken up into 12 voting districts, and you have one Williamson County school board member. If you live in Franklin Special, so in the city of Franklin, you also have an FSSD school board member. So you have 2 school board members. So that's fun. So when it comes to new developments, there's also this thing that happened quite a long time ago where the cities had to basically say, what is your urban growth boundary? And that means they had to legally draw boundaries around where they think potential growth is going to happen in the next, I should have looked this up. I think it was in the next like 20 or 30 years. It happened a while ago. And so Franklin had to tell the state of Tennessee, this is our urban growth boundary, and this is where we think all of our residential growth is going to happen. So there's these little pockets all around Franklin that falls into the UGB, urban growth boundary. So these are county properties. They fall within the county, so they're not in the city of Franklin, but the city of Franklin has voting control over what happens in the UGB. So, if you live in the city of Franklin, you are represented by an alderman. Alderman. And you'll often hear this referred to as BOMA. That's the Board of Mayor and Aldermen. See, you guys, this is hard. I'm doing the best I can. So, your alderman, if you're in the city of Franklin, you vote, and they're the ones basically determining how your taxes are spent, and they're approving new development. So anytime someone that lives within the city of Franklin wants to develop land or rezone or whatever it is, they go to the Board of Aldermen and the City Planning Commission, and they say yes or no, and tell the developers, great, here's what you have to do if you want to build here, or go pound sand, come back 10 years later. What's interesting, though, is that they also have control over these urban growth boundaries. So if you live in an urban growth boundary, Mays Creek Basin area, Trinity area, you're not represented by an alderman. You're represented by a county commissioner. So everybody in the county, in addition to having a school board member, you also have a county commissioner. 2, actually. So you have 2 county commissioners and 1 county school board member, and they are voting on your behalf, unless a new development falls within the urban growth boundary. And then these people, even though you live in the county and you don't live in the city, they have no say over what's happening. The city aldermen get to vote on what's happening in the urban growth boundary and improved developments. So let's take Mays Creek. The Mays Creek landowners, private landowners, came to the city of Franklin. They live in the urban growth boundary area and said, hey, we want to annex our land for sale. We want to make it available for developers to come in and buy it from us and build properties. And that is why, even though they live in the county, it doesn't fall onto any of the county officials. It falls to the city officials to decide yay or nay. If Mays Creek was like right here in the county, the city wouldn't have any say over it. But that's not where the growth is happening in our county. Most of the growth is happening within the city of Franklin limits or in this urban growth boundary because Franklin did a really good job actually years ago of predicting where the residential growth was going to happen. So even though you may not be represented by an alderman because you live right outside the city of Franklin, you may be affected by their votes. So those are the people you want to talk to when new development is proposed that falls within one of these areas. That said, all of these entities work really closely together, hopefully. That's the plan, right? Is that the county commissioners, the school district, the city planners, the regional planners, everybody is working as one unit to say, listen, this growth is coming. We have to run sewer out here, and that sewer is city sewer, but it's running through the county, or there are county roads that are impacted and state roads impacted. So a lot of people involved in this. But just so you're clear, if you live outside city of Franklin, you have 2 Williamson County commissioners, 1 Williamson County School Board member, and then if you live in the city of Franklin, you still have these. You still have your 2 county commissioners, and you still have your school board member, but you also have an alderman, and you have a Franklin Special School Board member. So it's a lot of people to talk to. So if you look up online Williamson County voting districts, you can put in your address, and it'll tell you which district you're in. And that will show you which ward you're in for the city, if you're within the city of Franklin, and which county voting district you're in. So like I'm District 4, so I'm the District 4 school board member, and then there's 2 District 4 county commissioners. I also live right on the edge of Franklin, so I also have an alderman, but I'm right on the edge, so most people in my neighborhood actually don't. So it's kind of wonky. But hopefully that helps. I know it's confusing. I will say this. Anytime you have questions about any of this, I know a lot of these people, and everybody is so eager to help everybody understand what's happening and what the process is because we know it's overwhelming. But the advice that was given at the meeting on Tuesday night is very true. When you contact elected officials, ask questions. They love phone calls, believe it or not. And be specific in your emails. Brief is good, doesn't have to be, but don't ever copy and paste a form template that's going around your neighborhood groups or that you found on Nextdoor. Those are painful because it's good to see the volume of people that have taken a moment to copy and paste a letter and sent it to you. I am more interested in your unique perspective. Tell me something new. Tell me something that maybe I hadn't considered before and wanted to take into account when making a decision. All of these people feel the same way, I promise. We want to hear your perspective on an issue and a topic. Why do you think a development should or shouldn't happen? What are you worried about? What do you want to make sure people are considering when voting for something like Mays Creek? So hopefully that helps. Shoot me a question in the comments if not, and I'll try to point you in the right direction. I feel like this was still confusing, but just let me know. Thanks, bye.